Welcome to the SmartKeys podcast.
We're here to give you the strategic edge on the future of work.
And for today's deep dive, that future, it really involves maximizing every single spare moment of your attention span.
We are diving deep into a single comprehensive source today. It's a detailed review of a specific text-to-speech application.
Right.
And this tool, it promises to convert pretty much every piece of content from, complicated quarterly reports to your daily email triage into audio.
Exactly. For the modern professional, this isn't about novelty anymore. It's really about conquering the sheer volume of information that hits your workflow every day. So our mission today is laser-focused. It's to give you, the learner, the strategic insights you actually need. We want to know if this tech is the efficiency shortcut you've been looking for.
And what the true productivity sweet spot is, beyond all the marketing hype.
Yes, and where the critical caveats lie before you commit to integrating this into your professional life.
We've synthesized this entire review to give you that distilled, actionable knowledge. So let's unpack this and maybe start with the foundational promise, which is seamless content conversion.
Okay, so what exactly are we talking about when we say neural text-to-speech, or TTS? And, how diverse is the content it can handle for a professional who's dealing with all kinds of file types?
Well, at its core, neural TTS is a massive leap. A huge leap beyond those really robotic voices we all remember from a decade ago.
Yeah.
It uses AI networks to generate speech with, human-like inflection, rhythm.
Intonation.
All of it. The core function is incredibly robust. It converts virtually any written format you'd encounter daily into clear audio. So that means websites, long technical PDFs, uploaded documents.
Even your email inbox.
Yes, even your email.
And what about portability? Because if I start a deep dive on my desktop, but then I have to run out the door for a meeting, I can't afford to lose my place.
That's a critical point. That seamless handoff is strategically vital for productivity. The cross-platform nature is the key here. You get native web, iOS, and Android support, and your exact listening position, down to the last word, it syncs across all of them.
So you could be reviewing, say, a 50-page research paper at your desk.
Right. You could pause at page 17 and then just seamlessly resume listening right there on your phone while you're, walking to the train station.
That lets you turn that downtime into focused learning.
Exactly. That flexibility is transformative.
Now, the review, it highlighted a feature that immediately sounds like it solves a major pain point for anyone dealing with older files. The power of OCR.
Ah, yes. Optical character recognition.
Can you walk us through its practical value?
Absolutely. So think of the OCR feature as a bridge. It links the messy analog world to your streamlined digital workflow. Its practical value is huge. It lets you take scanned pages, photos of documents, or even physical printouts like old textbooks or handouts, and it converts the image into usable, searchable text.
And then the TTS engine can read it aloud.
Precisely. For professionals dealing with legacy archives or required reading that only exists in print, it's a lifesaver.
It sounds like it. But this is where we have to introduce the necessary caveats, right? The review mentions that OCR, powerful as it is, it needs clean input.
Yes, you can't just expect magic. You have to set realistic expectations.
So what are the limitations we need to watch out for?
Well, OCR relies on clear visual contrast. So it really struggles with complex, multi-column layouts or very glossy paper.
Or those shadows you get near the spine of a book.
Exactly. Those deep shadows and highly curved pages in a tightly bound book, it's a problem. And, predictably, it fails completely on most handwriting.
So if you're researching old legal briefs with handwritten margin notes,
the system just ignores them. To get accuracy, you have to feed it high contrast, well-formatted, and preferably flat, clean scans.
That's a great practical tip. Now let's talk about friction. What integrations did the source material highlight that really streamlined the daily professional process?
Friction is the enemy of efficiency, and the design seems very focused on minimizing those manual steps. What's fascinating here is the native integration with major cloud storage providers.
Like Google Drive and Dropbox.
Exactly. It means you can pull files directly into your listening library without ever downloading them to your computer first. That saves a lot of time.
Especially with large files.
Precisely. And for professionals doing continued learning, the platform supports key learning environments like Canvas, with Blackboard on the roadmap. It just means less time managing downloads and more time actually consuming the content.
Okay, let's move beyond just conversion and talk about the intelligent tools. The real advantage today is integrating AI and speed optimization. Tell us about this Ask AI feature.
This is a huge strategic advantage. The Ask AI feature, it allows you to engage with the document before you commit any significant time to it.
So if I upload a 40-page technical spec.
Right. You can ask the AI for a summary, for key takeaways. You can even ask follow-up questions about specific sections of that file.
So you're getting an executive summary and a Q&A session in seconds. It lets you triage your information flow instantly.
That is the power.
Yeah.
The source material captures it perfectly. It says, Ask AI gives quick takeaways so you can decide whether to listen to the full document.
If the summary confirms it's not relevant, you just skip it.
And if it hits your core objective, you commit to the full listen.
That seems incredibly powerful, but am I risking something? If I rely too heavily on an AI summary for complex information, am I missing crucial context? Subtle nuances.
That's a crucial question. And the answer is yes, there is always a trade-off.
Okay.
AI summaries are, they're excellent for prioritization, for identifying relevance.
Yeah.
But they are not a substitute for detailed comprehension, especially in fields like law or engineering where specific wording matters.
So it's a tool for triage, not for replacing the final analysis.
Exactly.
Speaking of speed, the marketing for these apps always touts these astronomical words per minute figures, up to 900 WPM.
Right.
We really need to deconstruct this speed myth.
Yeah.
What's the practical reality for a professional who's aiming for actual retention?
This requires some critical thinking. While the tech can hit 900 WPM, the review is very clear that the practical, useful comprehension range for most professionals is much lower. It's somewhere between 200 and 500 WPM.
And why that upper limit? Why can't we just listen at top speed and retain everything?
The insight is that past that 500 WPM sweet spot, you hit what the report calls diminishing returns for true productivity and comprehension. You might be processing words faster, sure, but your cognitive load increases dramatically. Your brain starts missing the links between clauses, complex sentence structure.
Yeah, you have to keep rewinding.
You're constantly rewinding. Speed for speed's sake is actually counterproductive if it kills your understanding.
So how do you find your personal WPM sweet spot?
I'd recommend a really simple, actionable test. Start slow. Maybe 200, 250 WPM, and then just incrementally increase the speed by 50 WPM.
And then test yourself.
Yes. When you reach a level, say 400 WPM, try reading a short technical brief and immediately test your recall. If you can't summarize the main 3 points without effort, you've gone too far.
That point of optimal retention, that is your efficiency sweet spot.
That's it. It grounds the abstract number in concrete performance.
Now, what about focus? We know listening while reading can boost memory. How does this solution handle retention for really dense material?
The pairing of listening with a visual cue is a powerful cognitive technique. The feature combines the audio with word-by-word highlighting and auto-scroll.
So you're getting both inputs at once.
Right. The listening keeps the momentum high, lets you absorb content without eye strain, and the visual tracking of the highlighted text just anchors your attention. For dense material, this dual input method really could boost retention and focus.
Okay, let's pivot to the strategic features that might justify the investment. And let's start with what determines longevity of use. Voice quality. Listener fatigue is a real risk if I'm listening for hours a day.
Voice quality is absolutely critical. The review details a pretty stark difference between the voice tiers. The premium voices, they use advanced neural networks to offer really natural inflection, varied pacing, and clearer emphasis.
And that variation is what keeps listener fatigue low.
It's everything.
And the standard voices?
They're functional, but they can still feel a bit robotic, a little flat. They often struggle to pause or emphasize meaning correctly in complex sentences.
Right. If you're reviewing legal briefs, that premium voice quality might be the one thing that determines if you can maintain focus for an hour or if you give up after 20 minutes.
That's a perfect example.
The source also mentioned the novelty factor, the celebrity voices.
Yes, the novelty is definitely there. You've got Snoop Dogg, Gwyneth Paltrow, Mr. Beast.
Which are fun for casual listening.
Very fun. But, and this is a crucial trade-off, the review notes, they are often excluded from the MP3 export function.
Ah, so you can't rely on them for mission-critical offline work.
No, they're a fun diversion, not a core productivity tool.
Now, where the efficiency benefits really seem to materialize for heavy users is the browser integration. The Chrome extension, it sounds like it's designed to be a completely friction-free daily driver.
It really is. The extension adds this little floating play button directly onto almost any web page or social feed. It can read entire news articles, long Twitter threads. It even reads emails inside the inbox.
So no more copying and pasting.
The goal is to eliminate all of that. It makes your reading material instantly consumable via audio.
And what about that screenshot to speech feature? That sounds like a major hack for protected content.
It bypasses a very common research roadblock. If you find blocked text, maybe it's inside an image or a complex table where you just can't select the words.
You just drag a box over it.
You just drag a box over that area. The tool uses OCR instantly to convert that image section into readable audio. It's an immediate solution.
Okay, now here's where we hit the most crucial caveat, especially for business users in regulated industries. Privacy and data handling.
This raises a massive red flag that the review really emphasizes.
So if I'm uploading confidential, legal, or healthcare documents, what questions do I need to be asking?
Anytime you use a cloud-based service, your documents are being processed on remote third-party servers. And the review highlights that the documentation often lacks clear, transparent details on 3 core issues.
Which are?
Encryption standards, data storage location, and most importantly, staff access controls and data retention policies.
That ambiguity is just unacceptable for anyone dealing with compliance like HIPAA or GDPR. If they can't say where the data is and who can see it, it's a non-starter.
It absolutely is. If you work in legal, finance, healthcare, any corporate setting where compliance matters, you have to treat this as a high-risk area.
So you need to get written assurances.
You must. Before you upload anything sensitive, you have to consult your compliance officer and get it in writing that the company meets your industry standards. The risk just outweighs the convenience otherwise.
And what about limitations for enterprise automation?
Yes. If your business needs deep programmatic integration like, you want the app to automatically pull documents from your CRM or ticketing system.
You'd need something else.
You would. The review notes this tool is not built as an API-first workflow automation platform. For that level of integration, you'd need specialized alternatives.
Let's get practical now. For the user who decides the premium features are worth it, what's the cost? And what's the biggest warning label we need to stress?
The service has a limited free tier with the standard voices. But to unlock the superior voice quality, AI summaries, and the export features, you need the premium plan. It's commonly priced at about $139 a year.
And the trial period. The source material is very clear on this.
This is the single biggest logistical warning. They offer a 3-day free trial. That window is incredibly short.
72 hours.
And users have reported getting hit with unexpected annual subscription charges because they just forgot to cancel in time.
So the absolute necessity here is
set a loud, repeating calendar reminder the moment you start that trial. Test it thoroughly for 2 days, and then manage the cancellation on day 3 to avoid being billed.
What about export limits for heavy users who need offline access?
Another key trade-off. There are definite limits on MP3 exports. Reported caps are around 50 hours per year per account.
50 hours sounds like a lot at first.
It does, but if you listen 30 minutes a day on your commute, you'll hit that cap in less than 4 months. So heavy users really need to strategize around those limits.
Okay. Now, to counterbalance those concerns, the review did highlight a very bright spot: customer support.
Yes, the customer support experience is repeatedly praised, and that human element is so valuable. Users point to fast, personable responses, often on channels like WhatsApp.
And they even call out agents by name.
They do, mentioning agents like Rohan. This kind of responsive human support often offsets the pain points, and it makes trying the service a lot less risky for new users.
So if we synthesize everything, the AI power, the speed limits, the voice quality, the privacy caveats, what does it all mean? Who should really commit to that $139 annual cost?
Well, if you fit the profile of a professional with a high daily reading load, think dense research papers, hundreds of emails, complex legal documents.
And you plan to use it daily across devices.
Exactly, to leverage your downtime. Then the premium features, they absolutely justify the annual cost. It's an investment in reclaiming time you currently consider lost.
You know, the greatest strategic takeaway here isn't just the raw speed, it's the shift in the attention economy, the change in where and how you absorb knowledge.
Precisely. The ability to turn downtime, your commute, exercising, walking the dog into focused learning time. It fundamentally changes how quickly you can process and apply new information. It gives you a competitive edge.
The real challenge for you then is defining your personal WPM sweet spot for retention, not just playback.
And ensuring that your speed always serves comprehension above all else.
That was a fantastic deep dive into how text-to-speech is redefining professional efficiency.
Remember, testing with your own documents, especially those complex PDFs, during that very short trial window, is the ultimate key to success.
Thank you for tuning in to the SmartKeys podcast. We really appreciate you spending your valuable time with us.
If you want to read the full analysis, all the pricing details, and that specific advice on managing your trial period, you can find the link to the full article in the show notes.
Please follow and subscribe to the SmartKeys podcast wherever you get your audio to stay ahead with the newest insights on the future of work and productivity strategies.
We'll be back soon with another deep dive.